Here's how you make the recipe. You're simply going to open 2 cans of black beans, drain them out. Then you're going to open a package of what's called Mirepoix, which is a mixture of chopped vegetables, which is carrots, onion, and celery. This is a really great item at Trader Joe's because it saves you so much time from having to chop and wash all of these vegetables. So you're going to add your vegetables to your stock pot, let those saute for about 3 minutes. Then you're going to add in your black beans, half of a jar of this salsa verde, some frozen corn, and these are optional ingredients, but you can add some Cuban style citrusy garlic seasoning from Trader Joe's. This is going to give it a nice extra pizzazz of flavor, and then some bay leaves. So the total cost for these ingredients, not including the seasonings, comes out to about $9.05 at Trader Joe's. So my goal is to make 6 servings of this soup, which would make this $1.50 per serving. So this is a really super budget-friendly, easy, no chop, vegan dump soup. All right, let's get started. All right, first we're just going to turn on our stove to a medium-high heat. We're going to add our vegetables into the pot. I'm going to make this soup oil-free, which will basically make it a fat-free black bean soup, but you can add about a tablespoon of olive oil to the pot if you want to add a little bit of fat in here, but you definitely don't need to. We're just going to dump these in and let these vegetables saute for 2 to 3 minutes so that they can sweat. And I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm just going to use a spoon and toss these around so that they can get distributed into the bottom of the pan. Then we're going to set a timer for 3 minutes and let these cook in there for 3 minutes. If it starts to dry out too much, you can add about 1/4 cup of water. All right, it's been 3 minutes and the vegetables are nice and tender. They've released a lot of their liquid and they're ready for the rest of the ingredients to be added into the pan. So next I'm just going to add 1 bag of frozen corn. I'm going to add the whole bag, and then I'm just going to toss that around to mix in with the vegetables. This is such a great way to get a lot of vegetables into one dish. This soup has celery, onion, carrot, corn. It's going to have salsa, so all the vegetables that are in there. And then it has all these black beans. Okay, these are rinsed and drained black beans, 2 cans. Just going to toss that around. All right, this should definitely feed 6 people for about $9. That's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to add, let's see if I can open it with one hand. Probably not. Oh, I did it. Okay. Now I'm going to add half of this jar of salsa. Actually, let's just do the whole jar because why not? Okay, mix that around. That's going to give this some tanginess and a little bit of chili. I really like to use salsas in these budget soups because salsas just have so much flavor packed into one jar and they're really cheap. Okay, and then the last thing here we're going to add is our citrusy seasoning and 2 bay leaves. The bay leaves are not really edible. You can choke on those, so we're going to remove those before we serve this dish after simmering it. Okay, and then we're going to add 6 cups of water. And then we're going to let this soup simmer for 30 minutes and it'll be ready to serve. And I'll show you what that looks like at the end. All right, it's been about 30 minutes and our black bean soup is finished cooking. I'm just gonna go through and remove those 2 bay leaves so that I don't forget before I serve this. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's the second one. Always count how many you put in. What I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna let this cool for about 10 minutes and then I'm gonna pour some of it into the blender and blend it so that it can be an even more creamy texture. But you can also serve this soup just like this. And I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I pureed about 3/4 of the soup. I'm just gonna pour it back into the pot with the other unpureed soup and stir it up. All right, and there we go. We have a black bean corn vegetable soup. All right, I'm gonna try this now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you subscribe and like this video for more meal prep school videos in your feed. Hope you have a great day. Bye. And here's what this black bean corn soup looks like in the bowl. I have a little bit of cabbage here that's been shredded, so I'm just going to garnish the soup with that. That gives it a nice little crunchy texture and add some more vegetables. Then I have some diced red pepper. I'm going to put that on there. And I had a little bit of cilantro. So this would be a fat-free version of this dish, but if you have some tortilla chips, you can crush those up and put that around like a little garnish. And there you go. Budget soup recipe right here, just $1.50 per serving. This is really delicious. I tasted it. It's kind of spicy and it has a really nice flavor with the black beans and that salsa in there. It's so good. All right, enjoy.